And we are back. Quick Hands Rugby League Podcast, episode 88. Welcoming in the crew. George, Artie, Tanya, how are you guys?
How are you all going?
How is everyone?
You know what? I think someone's missing from that track.
Tanya.
Tanya.
Look, I will just create my own lyrics.
How's everybody? How good was it?
Good. Very
Good.
good.
Great weekend of footy,
I
wasn't
love
it?
it. I love it.
Cracking
It was
weekend.
the best.
Where's week one of the finals?
In the can, Nicola?
In the can.
It's in the can.
In the can. What do you got for us?
Thank you, Nicola. The Boy Wonder produced another wonderful clip, and it went. This one went viral as well. To the positive, and he measured it out to the one of the top 3 clips of NRL of the week. So
Wow. That's awesome.
That was what did he say? 42,000.
Was that the Addo Carr one?
Yeah, 42,000. In regards to the issue of Addo Carr and the comments we got on the which were pretty positive, Nicola, which I didn't expect.
I didn't read them. I don't have TikTok, so I can't look.
Better. You're doing yourself a favor. It was pretty positive, it tells me, but the commentary around the issue of Addo Carr and the magazine shows, let's say the professional magazine shows, not like us, are going to bat for this guy.
For Addo Carr?
For Addo Carr, yeah. They're talking mental health. They're talking
What's
this.
got to do with anything?
I don't know. All I know is that not only him, and look, we've acknowledged that 80% of rugby league players do what he does. So for me, it's not an issue. The issue is that idiot got caught. That's
What's mental health got to do with anything?
Oh, that's what
Who said that? When was this?
SEN was saying. Oh, you know,
SEN.
he's now he's doing the tough. He's struggling.
No.
This and that. We didn't think about that when he was going to buy the gear. But anyway, regardless of that, to close this issue off, I mean, for me, he's selfish, and the biggest wrong of all is that he lied, and he continues to lie, and
He still thinks he didn't do it. He's still pleading his innocence.
guess what? I mean, the swabs say that he did.
Yeah.
But,
Come on.
but you know what? He's going to get out of jail again. I'll tell you why. He won't play for another game for the Bulldogs. He's going to get sacked, but someone's going to come.
He'll get sacked, you reckon?
Oh, yeah, I think he will get sacked. I don't think he'll play another game for the Bulldogs.
I reckon the Bulldogs will sack him and someone else will pick
The
him up.
Tigers will come and pay
But the
800.
NRL should deregister his contract for
Thank
the
you very
term of the
much.
contract, which is next season. Like, seriously, don't give me this bullshit about how his lawyer made a public statement. He doesn't know how it got into his system. I mean, how many ways can you can snort it, you can gum it, you can drink it. So I've heard, right? You know what I mean? But you can't take it by accident. You know what I mean? So come on.
But why would he get sacked? Braden Trindle will cop the same thing. He's not sacked.
Because he likes to feel good and feel good, backed
Like
him
to feel
publicly, and he's going to cut his throat for it.
Yeah, you don't like to feel good.
Yeah.
I think and I was scrolling back to because obviously I stayed on the reports with it because I just love Addo Carr and a big supporter of him. Kidding. And I saw an article.
Funny.
You're like, you almost had me. No, I saw an article and he is adamant that he never knowingly ingested drugs.
Yeah.
Nah, never.
That's
No.
right.
And
He must have
like-
tripped over and snorted it by accident.
oh, yeah. And I look, we spoke about this last week, but I think the biggest thing is lying to feel good. Gould did the statement as well. And it's kind of mate, and I was talking to Nick, his contract should be deregistered, right? Because what is the punishment? And what club would take him anyway?
Oh, they'll take
Yeah,
him.
you'd be surprised.
They'll
Yeah.
take him.
Which one do you reckon?
Tigers.
Tigers,
Sharks.
Shark. I don't know about Sharks, but a lot of teams will take him. But it's interesting that you say that, Tanya, that his contract should be deregistered. I totally agree. But let me suggest to you, it won't be, and I'm not going to go down that path. So there's been a lot of incidents. The Melbourne boys,
Exactly.
they paid the price part, but the club make them pay.
Well, they never got tested, and it wasn't a police roadside bust.
Yeah, I know.
Right, so it's a different
very
situation.
It's a very different.
Braden's
Yeah.
was.
He
Braden
left.
Trindle.
He left. And I actually wasn't aware of this, Tanya, until you told me. He left the game at half time to go to a convenience store. Went to one that was.
Oh, it gets worse.
And he got pulled over 2.5 hours later. So where's Serraldo in all this? If he's at the game,
No.
why is he
not
letting
his
him
game.
leave?
No, it wasn't his game. It was he went I watched his cousin play it. The
Oh, I thought
No,
it was,
yeah, it wasn't the Dogs game.
Okay, my
he
bad.
wasn't playing that week.
My
He
bad.
he left at halftime to get a phone charger, and then got caught at like 10:55. And everyone was like, surely players, staff, they would have like, phone chargers. I was talking to one of my mates and he was like, look, it's the whole thing. Like, never done it, just smelt it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look, my issue is with Josh that he's not going to pay any price. That's the only problem I've got with it. But
He's not going to pay any price. He did.
well, what price is he going to pay?
He missed the finals game and he might get kicked
He
out of
might
the
have
club.
cost his team this season.
I think he's selfish
Because
he
it
might
just-
have been an issue.
even though they'll keep it behind closed doors, there would have been a lot of disruption that week.
Absolutely.
And I don't care what anyone says. You put him out there. The guy's won premierships. He's won. Like, you need him out there.
Absolutely.
You know.
If that was Stephen Crichton to say, would Gould be acting the same way, wanting him out of the club, sacking him?
Do you think Stephen Crichton would lie?
No.
No.
But if it was Stephen Crichton,
Well, you're asking that question, and
Yeah.
I'm telling you what we've seen on the field.
yeah.
his
I'm
character.
not saying he would.
The answer is no.
I'm not saying he would.
The answer is no,
No.
because in that situation you don't treat everyone the same. It's
Yeah.
managed by exception.
Unfortunately, no. You're right, Adi, but I don't. think
It's just that Bulldogs got a
Crichton
bit of
will.
history now when they want to get rid of a player to get some cash to bring in RCG
Pangai Jr.
or Pangai Jr.
So
They sort of find a way.
Maybe. How
to-
good is it?
You know what I mean?
How good is it to be a Bulldogs?
No. That's why I'm thinking. I'm sure that if they want to, they could keep him, but obviously they want to. They want to use the money elsewhere now.
I'll tell you what. The minute he said, I think this year about Latrell and these things don't happen in this club, and if it does, I'll stamp it out.
Yep.
He's got nowhere to go now.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's got nowhere to go.
Phil Gould's got the perfect opportunity now to make a statement to the club and everyone, and he's got to hang Addo Carr out to do it.
Yeah, but he won't.
I think
I-
he will.
I
reckon he
do
will.
have to say, like, and props to your son George. That was like such a good reel, like the
It was good actually.
on the Insta, and like I was like playing it like just randomly throughout the day because even you, George, you're like, we know what you do, we don't care, and that pretty much sums it up, right? But if you're going to continually get in trouble for things, and then have like a level of arrogance, there needs to be, and you're right, Nick, like Phil Gould needs to like hang him out, but will he do that?
I think
he will.
I reckon he will.
I think he will. He's done that job.
Because wasn't he involved in another incident earlier in the year, assault with a Curry Cup, Addo Carr.
Yeah. Oh, I think he got belted though. I don't know.
So I thought he was involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So they
I
could
don't
have sort of
know.
stamped it out. Like,
Yeah.
he's got a record basically.
To be honest, this year,
He's got a history. I should say.
Josh has had some issues, and Gould has stood by him all year.
Yeah.
For some family issues, I think he's having some issues with his wife as well. And this could be his.
Yeah, but I hate it when
he stood. But the issue is, I know, Nicola, I know what you're saying, but Gus is stood by him.
You know what
when he's had-
frustrates me in this day and age, in modern day, right? No one takes responsibility for their actions. There's always got to assign blame to somewhere else or something else.
Yeah, I get you.
You know, oh, he's got problems at home. You know, everyone's got their own story. Everyone's got shit to deal with. Get over it.
Yeah, but there's a level of responsibility, right? Like I said, like I didn't realize it was that late at night and he was going to, a 7-Eleven, bypassing the one that was 500 meters away. The question is,
I know you said
but the question is, one, did he get the phone charger? That's what I want to know. And
out of that brand, apparently didn't want
What?
that brand. He was out of that brand.
You've
Didn't
got a lot of information about this. That's so much.
I don't.
What was the
I don't.
shopkeeper's
But-
name?
I don't know.
but the thing is, though, like you guys summed it up. Like, we know you do it. We don't want to know.
You
Like,
don't want to know. Yeah.
But get an Uber. Like, it's not like it's
Get
his.
an Uber.
Exactly.
How simple is it? Get an Uber. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah.
Get an Uber.
It's
Simple
simple.
stuff.
man.
Simple
He's
stuff.
a really good rugby league player.
Yeah.
But he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
No,
man. The guy
no.
takes 2 hours to assist.
But,
No,
you know.
bruh. No, bruh. No,
Bruh.
bruh.
Oh, you know what? So where do you guys think Addo Carr is going to be working next year? I've got it.
Who is that?
Bras and things.
Maybe.
Bra.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Nicola. Maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe.
But yeah, like that's the thing. Like we can go, everyone is going through a hard time, right? But you know, like he is aware he's had previous issues. You would be more mindful of that. But Nick, you said it last week. What's he on? All George confirmed like 800. Get an Uber, mate. Like call your mate who is helping
Your
find
mate.
a
You're too
phone charger.
logical. You're too logical. What are you doing, rugby league?
It's only an issue when
You're
they get
too
caught.
logical.
You know what? Like logical. Hey, mate, can you pick me up? I need a phone charger and I probably shouldn't drive.
Look, CEO of rugby league this one. That is CEO.
You'd think someone like him would be getting them delivered.
I just feel like
So I've heard.
Simple stuff, Nicola.
Oh, yeah.
Simple stuff. Can I digress? I forgot to say when I talked about the clip last week. Once again, the show was very well received, Nicola, and it's no coincidence that Mrs. T, since Mrs. T has been on, we've been going north. So thank you very much, Mrs. T.
Thank you.
I
Thank
think
you, Mrs.
that
Great
T.
addition.
people love to see me keep you guys in line, you know?
That's
No, I
it.
love being here, but yeah, like I think no, it's great. And also, you know, to couple with that, me just like, you know, forcing people to listen. Actually was talking to one of my mates. He is awesome, Ash Williams, and he experienced State of Origin with me recently when I first came on the potty with you. And I was like, mate, you have to listen to this. The guys are awesome. And he travels a lot for work. He looks after like a local government council in Queensland. He was like, mate, that potty is awesome. I was like, see, some New South Wales people aren't that bad. You know?
love her work. I love this one's work. Love her work.
Fantastic.
So I heard something interesting today. Nico Hines, we all know he's struggling at the moment, right?
Poor Niko.
He is on contract for the next 6 years at 1 million a season. So
Are you serious?
Wow.
6 years.
yeah,
For 1 million.
because they signed him when he won the Dally M.
He won Daily M, man. He
Yeah.
was.
No, I've got no problem.
That's a $6 million commitment
fan of
for a
Nicola's
guy
big
that's going like a
commitment.
bastard. So
Nicola.
I personally reckon the best I've ever seen him play was at fullback for Melbourne. So I don't think he's a number 7 necessarily. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, we were talking on the pod last week, right? When a guy's down, he goes, "Why isn't Fitzy getting any blame for this? Why isn't he the one that's going to put him in shape?"
Because he's sticking
A
with him
good
again
coach,
this week.
a good coach, exactly. A good coach will know how to build his confidence back again. Like Flano will be able to put him in shape. Same with Robbo. Same with Cleary. Same with everyone else.
I'll give my.
Like, I'm just sick of Fitzy getting all this bloody treatment like he's a super coach. What's he achieved? Soft draw, guaranteed finals, lost all finals, and his players are playing poorly, and it's the players' fault. But when they're playing good, it's Fitzy, super coach. Mate, fix him up. Sort him out. He's a good player. We all saw he won Daily M, so he's a quality player. It's up to his coach to get him back there again, and he will.
Look, I'll give my 2 cents worth. It's obviously a confidence thing, right?
Yeah.
Again, you know, we've all played in hack leagues, right? A form slump is psychological. It's mental. You don't forget how to play. It's a confidence thing. It's sometimes everything's coming off and sometimes nothing's going right. It's like when you get out of bed and you stub your toe and the whole day's just shit. You got to recognize where you just stop, take stock, reset, and change everything. For me, a form slump like what Niko's in, everyone's expecting him to go from where he is now to having a standout man of the match performance. It's not going to turn around in one game. You know,
It's not.
If I was his coach, I'd be telling him this weekend, I don't want you in the headlines, right? I just want you to be solid, do all the little things right. You know, don't worry about the big plays. Don't overplay your hand. And it'll turn slowly. But I think the pressure on him is that everyone's expecting him to come back and knock it out of the park. I rarely see that. It's like when a team's out of form, and they're on a run of losses. They usually turn it around with a dirty, ugly, gritty, nasty win. they don't come out and put 50 on someone,
Mm.
And I think it's the same thing individually. He's just got to forget about all the bullshit and just come out and do the little things right. On the weekend, he was getting tackled on the last tackle. He was not finding touch when he was supposed to. Just the little things. Just focus on getting the little things right. Don't worry about the line breaks and all that stuff. That's just my opinion.
I think it was 2019. Ben Hunt went through a similar thing. He had a period of about 6 games where he was just nothing was working for him. He was down in confidence. Mary McGregor sorted it out. He fixed him up, and after about a couple of months, he was playing great football after that.
Yeah.
And he has been since. So the coach can fix it. It's just up to the coach to personally. That's what I think. He's not going to fix it himself. He needs help.
There's a lot of pressure on him this week.
There is a lot of pressure.
They're going to be 0-6 if under 50 in finals, which we've talked about all year. I'm trying to say that without smiling, but yeah.
I thought it was 0-7.
No, well, they've made the finals. This is the 3rd year.
Yeah.
They lost 2, then they lost 2. Now they've lost 1.
Okay.
So,
just on
I
that.
think, I think obviously more Queensland related, but I think it was not last year, the year before, Corey Oates, amazing. And then he got done at the beginning of the season. I think it was his jaw. And he came back, he wasn't ready. You could see it in the interviews and stuff. And then he took a few hard knocks. I can't remember what team they were playing, and really shattered his confidence, right? So yes, agree, George, it's up to the coach, 1, to make sure they're ready, but 2, to make sure that there's no pressure on them. Like you said, it's onboarding someone that is coming back from an injury, right? You always start, you would know this, Nick and Artie, you always start people on the kind of lighter duties, So I think he because how long was he out for, Niko?
he was quite a while.
8 weeks?
Yeah, but he had 2 stints, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it, which we're not talking about, is a lot of the responsibility, in my opinion, at least, falls on the players around him as well.
Of course.
They need to help him get his game right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look,
Because up here, Oates, 2 years ago, he was, everyone loved him, in the stadium, he was amazing. Got injured, came back, and then got re-injured for a different injury. And I feel obviously, I haven't played the same kind of team sports you guys have, but I feel even, the performance aspect does get to you as well. So as well as going, hey, ready, physically, there needs to be, a mental element to it too, because it's, it's a lot of pressure, especially coming in now as well. I think I read earlier it was 8 weeks or 9 weeks that he was out too. So, but look, I will say I do hope the Cowboys absolutely smash the Sharks.
Form is temporary, class is forever. He's a classy human being.
Exactly.
The classy player. What, Nico's an emotional. We always talk about this, Adi. Their E's or their C's. He's an extreme E. You know what I mean? He's very emotional. Fitzy's learning how to deal with him. You would have thought that by now he would get in and start running the show, but obviously he just something mentally is blocking him. And Nicola's right. The players around him are not those type of players. I mean, Trindle's not that type of player. He's for himself, and all around him. They haven't got that issue, but next year all the problems are going to be solved. There's someone called Fanor Blake.
Aladdin.
He's going to solve every problem in that rugby league team.
That's a big call.
That's a huge
watch
call.
me. Watch it. Yep. Not only is he going to solve every problem, he's going to solve Niko's problem. Next year he's going to be close to Dally and Player of the Year.
Fitzy just needs to dumb down his game plan.
For Niko, I hope so.
He just needs to dumb down his game plan. Focus on 3 or 4 things. That's it. Get it right.
And I said this at dinner, T. He does a segment on SCN Sports every week, and I listen to the segment because he's the most beautiful human being you'll ever meet. And I listen to his pod as well now. He's the most beautiful human being, honestly. And I'll never forget in that Origin game when they lost, where they put him in the centres. He took the blame.
That's where it started.
Yeah, 2 years ago. What rugby
Last
league
year.
player was it last year?
Yeah.
What rugby league player will take the blame for that for 5 minutes? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a fan of Niko.
No, he looks like a nice bloke. Yeah,
He's the
definitely.
best human being.
And
When
he was
you
playing
hear
good
him
football at
talk,
the start of the year.
He was okay. But at the moment, I've got to
Just,
admit,
yeah.
you can't drop him, nor can you change his position. It's too late in the game now. And if Fitz is going to stick with him,
He is apparently.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Just stick with him. Just hope things just fall into place.
The guy I was watching the football with, he's a massive Cronulla supporter. And he was saying, I'll tell you his name is, and he had a good point. He said, why don't they just put Niko at fullback? He's got no time. He reckons that that's where he started. And that's
what I said. That's what I said a couple of weeks ago, a month
Kennedy.
ago.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think Kennedy's playing well. He didn't play well on the weekend.
The best football I've seen Hines play was at Melbourne at fullback.
Yeah,
Fitzy,
exactly. Yeah.
Fitzy won't do it now. There's only one game left for him, maybe two. But I suggest what Tanya said in terms of the Cowboys might come to fruition. So they've got one game left in my view. So he's not going to change. He won't change.
Are they playing at Shark Park?
Yeah.
No,
Actually,
no,
no.
no.
They've changed it to Allianz. Yeah.
Allianz.
Oh, you were right, Nick. Yeah, okay.
They've changed it to Allianz. Yeah. Because it's NRL money, they want more people.
Yeah, of course.
Stuff into the building.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see this weekend.
Yeah.
But
yeah, can't wait. Can't wait.
The pressure's on because they well, we all know the pressure's on. So Wayne Bennett apparently addressed the Souths playing group today. He flew in,
Yep.
gave a spray and flew out. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
that?
Yeah.
You hear about it?
Tanya,
Yeah.
do you hear about this?
No.
So Wayne Bennett called a meeting. He flew in. He's still sorting himself out to come down to Sydney. He flew in, walked into the headquarters there at Redfern. Saw everybody at the table. Absolutely gave him a gobful. Turned around, left, jumped on the plane, went home.
Was Latrell there for that?
Latrell was there. Yes, Latrell was there.
Was he? Yeah.
Latrell was there.
Wow.
They were all there, and obviously Niko said it over dinner. He was very calculated. He sent a message.
Yeah.
He obviously sent a message, but you know what? He's super coach for a reason, Nadi. He's super coach for a reason. He knows what
That's
he's
unheard of. I've never heard of Bennett doing something like that. Hey.
He's never done it.
That's exactly what
knows.
he needs to do. He's got to fire a rocket up their ass so they've got something to think about over the next couple of months.
Yeah, he knows that.
Wow.
He knows exactly
what
what
he knows. What yeah, he knows. What
A simple Google search brings up Wayne
Really?
Bennett didn't fuck around, Savage South spray as Latrell meeting revealed. Look, I think George, you and I were talking about this the other day. Like it's Walters is too nice, right? You've got to have coaches like Bennett, like you need to have, and hopefully they're scared until next year.
Wait a second. You guys have seen some of Kevy's sprays this year to his team. I wouldn't call that too nice.
Yeah, he's had some sprays.
Pop gun sprays.
No,
Really?
they look pretty.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Nick, it wasn't like me at the Broncos Storm game. Like he's lied on.
Look, we know that Kevy's a nice guy. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see him spraying and taking it, being scared like John Creese or Wayne Bennett. I don't know. It's good that he's a nice guy. It's great he's a nice guy, but maybe the playing group needs sometimes another voice, someone of authority. I don't know.
Well, it would be like a stark difference, right? Like Bennett going and then Walters coming in.
Yeah, massive difference. Absolutely.
One of my favorites is Ricky Stewart, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we all love Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Best viewing after a game.
It's
the best viewing.
I love watching Canberra press conferences when they lose.
Yeah.
but even like I would say he is like the most passionate coach. I forget what game it was. It was a few rounds ago when they were winning and they were guaranteed to win. I think it was against probably Panthers because I was very excited about that game. And he came down out of the box and he was just standing on the sidelines, right? And you guys would see it in football. The coaches are on the sidelines. He like came down. He was like crying and stuff. And it's just Yeah, like, and he's one of my favorites. I also emulate him at my child's footy games as well. That's me on the sideline. But no,
There you
he's
go.
one of my favorites.
Your role model. He's your role model.
One of the best. One of the best.
Let's move into week that was. So kicking off on Friday the 13th. There's a good omen. Panthers smacked the Roosters 30 points to 10. Anyone really surprised about this one?
Yeah,
No.
I was. I didn't think it was,
No,
it was
no.
going to be by that much.
I don't know why, George.
Cleary played well.
They
Cleary had
were.
a good game.
What do you got for me, Artie? What'd you see?
Look at the difference the Cowboys have made, or the Dogs have made, with two elite players from the Panthers in Kiko and Crichton. Right? Panthers have got elite, about 1 million of them. Like, they're all good players. So they're always going to perform whenever they need to. And I've been seeing them all year, and I've been telling you, they're playing in pajamas, and I was just waiting for this performance to come. I'm even doubting whether Cleary really is injured. Like, I reckon if Fox, honestly, I don't think
He's having
he didn't play like he was injured. He looked really good, very comfortable, and he was outstanding. And they laid the platform in the first 25 minutes. They just destroyed him. It was 22-0 up after that time. And the Roosters couldn't really do much, could they? Because they had no ball. It was just all Panthers. It's just that they just want to go in there, get the job done, and leave. You know what I mean? It was just one of those type of wins. It's an amazing performance.
I remember, I think I said 10. Like I said, like at this point, it looks like a mismatch. It was a mismatch after 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy game.
They I was saying it to one of my mates, like the guys didn't even look like they broke a sweat.
Yeah.
Like, they were so methodical. And look, I will say the first buddy I did with you guys, like, you know, very much hate the Panthers, but do appreciate Artie, the education around and George and Nick around how they like set up their business, like the club. And even on the weekend, like on Friday, like super methodical, like very calm, you know, just kind of got on with it. And I think I said to you, Nick, it was like just watching, I don't know, my God, Artie, you're going to kill me. I was like, it's like watching it like a Dragon Storm game. I'm sorry, but that's what I did say, and I will be honest. Sorry, but it was like super, methodical and just clean.
Yeah.
And I actually felt sorry for not Tedesco, but I did feel sorry for the rest of the players. But yeah, no, it was quite brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just imagine their motivation, right? They've got a spine of Edwards, Cleary, Luai, and Yao. I can never say that. They're going to lose Luai next year. So they're going to do everything they can to win with those four while they've still got them. Yeah. And they've got the Fish leaving, and they've got Taruva. They're not going to lose. They're going to win it for them. They've got a motivation now. Next year's a different story. I'm not going to back the Panthers as much as I want.
No.
This year, they're not losing with those four on the field. There's no way.
They've got about 6 or 7 RD leaving this year. Like, and it's kind of like, but I again, like the way that you guys educated me, like I think that they've got like the structure to rebuild, and they've got a couple of really great guys coming through. But because I was talking to Nick during that game, like that was like unbelievable. Like the Roosters, normally you see the Roosters, and like I think I said it not long ago, I get bored watching the Roosters because it's a domination. But this time it was reverse. Like it was
some of the big guns did not like Tupou, and they poor old Sandon Smith, the youngster, they didn't have good games. And you know, by the time it starts to click, it's just too late when you're that far behind. Yeah. Against a team that good.
I love Sandon Smith though. Did you hear him before the game? They interviewed him before the game.
Yeah, but
and he goes, "Yeah, I'm up against Cleary." He goes, "I'm going to show him what I've got." Like he just had no fear. Like he just wanted to go out there.
What happened?
I know he got beat, but then after the game, he goes, "No, I learned a lot from that game. I'll be better from next time I play him. I'll get him." Like I like Sandon Smith.
I can't believe in this day and age, and players still do it all the time. Like the dumbest thing you can do, right, is talk it up and just fuel your opposition. Like don't fuel them, ambush them.
Oh,
right? You know,
it was just a general comment. I don't think he was trying to get it out there on purpose. I should have asked him about that question.
Said, "All right, we'll see." You know what I mean? It just gives that extra added thing.
I like him. He's a good kid. I reckon he's gonna be a star.
I think the probably one of the silliest comments recently was when Walters was like, "We will make the finals," and said it with such conviction. No, it was a good game. Like but yeah, one of my really good mates, Matt, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He's like, "It's a comeback," and I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure you guys done." But I loved 2-0 in that game, Nick, because I got try scorer.
She did. She got first try scorer more than once. Yep.
Yeah, no, but he's
And told
yeah,
me
he's
before it happened, just so we're clear. I'm not even surprised anymore. What did I tell you? I'm not even surprised anymore.
no, he's awesome. I feel like, we should get him up for the Broncos next year.
Actually, was it that game where no, it wasn't. No, we'll get to that. It was a different game. Anyway.
What do you think of the forward pass that sorry, George, just last one? Do you reckon that would have made a difference? It was 24. It would I'm not saying they would have won, but finishing 4 tries to 3 for the Roosters, it would have been like something out of it, you know what I mean? Like when he lost by a try in the end.
I saw too many of them over the weekend. They go unnoticed.
It was a good piece of play.
The fans with flags. I don't even know why they're there. Seriously.
Nicola, the most extraordinary rugby league team I've ever seen, and I'm going to say it. Yeah, absolutely. And that was a soul-taking performance, especially the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've got to say it. And Adi, you're right. You're right. Nicola front-loaded all their efforts, and Ivan did the thing which I knew he was going to do. He went back to basics, the old game plan. All this fiddling around he's been doing the last couple of weeks, he just went back to the same old game plan. We're going to choke them. How this team can keep pressure on for such long periods of time is beyond me. I've seen no other team in my life put pressure on like this Penrith Panthers team do. And it starts from coming out of dirty ball. By the time you know it, the Penrith's in your quarter and doing a play to score a try or kick so they can get the ball back. They're kicking out, and guess what? Taha, to tease words, Taha comes back and makes 30 running meters, and all of a sudden he got Turivan behind him, and then Fish or Leota starts. They're gone, and then all of a sudden. Nathan gets the ball with structure around him, and how he does it in this system, no other system. How he can watch the line, just watch and pass it the ball just at the right time when the C's have just moved a little bit and put the his outside man on shoulders. He's beyond me. They do it every week. I watch it. They get fooled every week. The only issue is that they front-loaded all their efforts, and in the second half, it got a bit messy. That won't work against Melbourne if they don't play 80 minutes of high intensity, and I'm not sure if they can play 80 minutes of high intensity. I'm not sure, but on the night, I felt sorry for the Roosters because we didn't see the real Roosters, Nicola. They were choked. Yeah, they were choked. And even in the second half, when they got a little bit of time with the ball, Penrith got the ball back and kept on choking them. And Adi talked about a forward pass. Yeah, it was. It wasn't. It doesn't matter. Mentally, they were gone. Yeah. And like I said, there was another soul left on the Penrith Panthers Leagues Club steps. I really enjoyed it. Can I just say that Paul Alamotti, welcome to Penrith Panthers. He became a Panther that night in terms of his play. I had questions of Lindsay Smith. Welcome, Lindsay Smith. You became a Panther that night. I can't wait to watch them again. That's how much I enjoy watching this team. I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're going to keep on getting better. Fisher and Leota and Mitch Kenny, if that's not the best front row as a unit, I haven't seen it. And how brutal was Liam Martin?
Yes.
And you know what I like?
He's had a great year.
You know what I like about Penrith? They spot Roosters or the opposition's best player. So usually you don't spot the best player. You go away from the best player and you try to keep the ball away from them. Okay. So guess what
No, you got to target them.
Well,
Tire 'em out.
no other team does. But guess what? They targeted Crichton. They just went straight to Crichton. I really feel sorry for Sandon Smith because they shot his shoulder.
Yeah.
Nathan just shot his shoulder. By the end of the thing, he was looking for a shoulder. Dominic Young, welcome to Grind City. You know how last year he was scoring all these tries and superstar? Well, welcome to Grind City. And Tupu, didn't he drop the ball and start the rot? I think he did.
Yeah.
Look, again, Cleary, one of the best coaches in the comp, and can't
Country
wait.
mile.
Can't wait.
By a mile.
I just say on the Roosters, I think there's still life in this team.
Oh yeah.
I still there's life.
Look, that was a glowing endorsement, but I still say the 3 players who they lost the week before, that's a huge impact. Radley and Walker and
let me suggest to you if Penrith Panthers played
Smith.
If Penrith Panthers played like this, they would beat any team in the world.
Yeah,
be it softball, be it rugby league, be it gridiron. That first 40 minutes was pretty devastating and brutal. But can they do it for 80 minutes?
3 weeks is back this week as well. Don't forget.
Is he back?
Well,
see,
he'll have a good 10 minutes.
Maybe 5.
Maybe
he could have changed something. He could have built it somewhere and changed something, but there was no one there to lead that pack. You got to be brutal back to him. But anyway, I loved it. I loved the first 40 minutes.
It was it was brutal. Like clean team. I said to Nick, and he laughed at me, but I was like, it's kind of nice to watch the finals and not have your team in it, right? Because it's not as stressful and I can look at it passively. And you guys know I was very torn last week. So I was like, who do I hate more? Roosters, Panthers, not sure. But I was able to appreciate how they play. I actually thought Crichton would absolutely blow up at some point. I was waiting for a full-on biff, but he didn't. But it'll be interesting throwing Warrior Hargraves in for 6.5 minutes next week. See what happens.
But quality 6.5 minutes.
Great 6.5 minutes.
He's one of my favorites. He's the best. But absolute. It was brutal.
You know, one of the best things about this Panthers team, and credit to their coach, is they know who they are and they know what they can do. And the systems they've been training and running for the last 5-6 years, again, let me suggest to you, they started these systems in flag and ball. So they're so well drilled, this team. It's amazing. So Nathan carries the ball, and the things that happen around him just happen naturally. He doesn't have to look to who he's passing to. He has to look to the line to see who's moving. So that's the beauty of Nathan. When I talk about Nathan and why is he good, he hasn't done it outside of this structure, and that's a very big thing. So that's why Mitch is the best halfback in the comp at the moment. But how he does what he does, for me, it's just orgasmic. I love watching. You know what? I don't watch you need when Nathan,
hobby, man.
When Nathan carries the ball to the line, I don't watch Nathan. I watch behind what's happening behind him, all the sweeps, all the double leads, and I'm thinking, who's he going to hit? Who's he going to hit now? I love it. I absolutely love it. I was sitting next to Anthony, and I'm cheering and hooing, harring. What's going to happen next? And he goes, You're in your 50s and you've seen rugby league for all these years and you still get excited. I go, this is nothing like this. You don't see things like this. You don't see things like this. That was the first half. Second half, a little bit of a fizzer, but I want more. I want more of this. Anyway, that's me, Nicola.
All right. So George is he needs to put a halo over Penrith, this guy, when he talks about
and let me explain to you, because T doesn't know. So my favourite team of all time is that Parramatta team back in the 80s who comps. But the team they played, the Bulldogs, they weren't nowhere near as good as Parramatta player by player. But they played a style which I absolutely love. And the coach there on the day invented something called grind. Well, I love
Mhm.
grind rugby league. I love the score to be 2-0 and just
Oh,
the two teams just going at each other physically. Well, that's what Penrith does. They play grind in their own way. And Melbourne does it in a different way, but they play great. And that's why I love the Panthers, you know what I mean? That Bulldogs team in the 80s didn't have that many points in them. This team is lucky enough to have points in
Do you
them.
want to know? I'll tell you guys a quick story. You want to know how passionate this guy is about footy? You guys remember Kelvin Jeffs,
Yeah.
the referee, right? Hates him with a passion. I'm about 13, 14 years old.
Well, you had me 13 then.
Yeah.
Wow.
George came into my life when I was about 12 or 13. And he says to me, we're going to go to footy. We're going to go to Belmore, right? Watch the Bulldogs. Can't remember who they were playing. So he picked me up. We went to Belmore and we walk up, you know, where the crowd shows up, you're buying your tickets and all that.
Excitement. I love it. I love it too. Excitement before the game.
They've got the, what do you call it? You know, back then it was the big league or whatever, right? And he grabs me. We're not inside yet, right? We're lining up to go in. And he said, we're going home. I go, what do you mean we're going home? He goes, no, we're going home. I go, are you joking? He goes, no, Kelvin Jeffs is the referee. We fucking went home, right? I'm standing outside the gate ready to walk in. Next thing I know, we're watching it on TV.
Oh, wow.
That's George.
Kelvin Jeffs, man, whistle-a-thon. He had a whistle in his, he didn't have a Laura's, whatever. He had a whistle there, you know what I mean? When we talked, he whistled.
That's George. They'll tell you everything about George.
there's nothing better. Like I die hard, like Nick knows, die hard NRL fan. Like no one was surprised when I joined you guys not long ago. And I think obviously linking back to dad, nostalgia, but there is just something about it. Like I'm like George, right? You get so excited. Like even when I went to the Broncos Storm game, like I video called my boys, and like I'm like I need to like take them a few times next year. Like I went like when I was pregnant with them, I would go to the footy games. Like there is something about footy that I think you either have it deep seated in you or not, right? Like, and I think yeah, but. Look, Panthers are great. Like, and I agree with Artie. We'll see where they are next year. I'm not tipping them. I don't think they'll fall apart, but I feel like they'll be a bit of a different team.
They've called this year the last ride.
That's only
the
because
motto.
Luai's leaving.
Yeah,
it's
the last
and
ride,
Fisher.
no, but they're not part of that group of kids that grew up, right? Or is he? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but Fisher's been a big part of that.
Yeah.
That's the last of them now.
Luai
Well,
was
that's what Nick's saying. Is Fish part of that?
Fish
Yeah.
part of
Was
that.
he part of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
brought him
By the way,
over
you
15.
know, Mr. Cool like gangster Jerome Lulai. Have you seen what he looked like?
No.
6 or 7 years ago.
No.
He looks like a seahorse.
Did he?
He weighs 20 kilos when he's wet. He's like a stick insect with a huge head and big eyes and a short back and sides haircut. Anyway,
he was impressive though. I think I said it to you. Like,
he's had a good year. He really has.
Barely broke a sweat. He like compared to like some of the other people that have been in the media recently, he actually like really stepped up this year. Very impressed, and that takes a lot for me to
Cut
say.
out the bullshit.
The beauty of Jerome in the Penrith system is that you offer something different. So all that hopping and skipping we think is nothing is a lot, because then they're all looking at the line and looking who's going to rush out and second phase. So it's part of. So Ivan has made that part of the plan. So I like it. I know what he's going to do next year. He's another special human being. Anyway, let's move on, Nicola. Enough Penrith love.
Storm 37 points to 10 over the hapless Sharkies. Again, I'm not surprised. Storm put on a bit of a clinic. Thoughts?
I felt sorry for the Sharks because losing Ramian just before, they had to weaken the back row by putting Talakai in the centres, and he's been playing exceptional at back row. So they put Talakai in the centres, who's a great centre as well, and put in someone else in Talakai's spot. So they weakened a little bit. But then off the kickoff, it was just disaster, wasn't it? It was like Martin Bella in the grand final. Paul Kennedy couldn't get the ball, went over the line. Melbourne get it, and they score straight away.
With that kick, the kickoff.
Yeah, off the kickoff. I know. It was just, and from then it was just chronologist. It was
you missed that first try scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Munster, and I should have got it because he's my favourite. But
He's great. He's back. We saw a bit of Nick Munster in that game.
mm,
He's a great player, and he
Yeah.
showed that he's going to have a good season. I reckon, good final series. But yeah, after that, it was just all Melbourne and clinical and no mistakes. I don't think they made a mistake until second half or something. It was just a clinical performance by them.
Did you guys notice over this weekend, and we all know, we've all talked about it, the number of 6 against?
Yeah, went down to 3.
One game had 1.
Yeah.
The penalty counts, everything. Why can't they just officiate the whole season?
Funny
like
that, eh?
Yeah.
We talked about that, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, Storm were just too dominant. And Penrith and Storm just clearly showed why they're 1 and 2.
T?
yeah, no, I adopt Storm as a Queensland team.
Yeah.
Since the Cronk Smith and Slater days, obviously Munster too. And a few of the guys in there. Like, I don't think any of us are surprised by that score.
No.
Like, I think you know, that they tried, right, the Sharks, but I think Melbourne was always going to win. Like, but yeah, they're just, again, a clean team, you know, like they're brilliant.
They're clinical.
Yeah.
Clinical. They've had such a good season. I would really like to see a Storm Panthers grand final.
Nah.
Yeah, I reckon. I think we'll see that.
I hate Melbourne Storm finals, man. They're always boring. Honestly, I don't know.
I'd like to see them win it, to be honest.
Oh, God.
Niko, this was the best performance of the week. Melbourne, scary clinically. You said the word machine-like, emotionless. They did what they had to do. Kicked in corners, ran, tackled harder than Cronulla. 0 mistakes, basically. Finished at 98%, I think Artie told me.
Crazy.
98% of their sets. Scary. You know what? Machine-like. Machine-like. You know what? The best thing about the Storm? They do all the little things right. Penrith don't even do all the little things right. Because Penrith cover up their mistakes. These guys, they need to cover their mistakes. They make no mistakes. The minute you see Monster running like a front row or a back row, you know there's a plan. So the plan from John Crease was, we're going to rip their middle. We're going to rip their jugular out. And guess what they did? They ripped this poor Cronulla team's jugular out. The scores maybe doesn't indicate the game, because I don't think Sharks were terrible.
They put someone late. They put a few points on late.
Yeah.
I don't think they were terrible. I don't think they had ever a chance to win. I'll tell you what, to be Fitzy, you must be really frustrated, because you see passages of play and you say, yes, that's what we've trained. Look, we've ripped the Storm. We made a 50-meter set. Then straight after that, they dropped the ball. Then the minute Storm gets the ball and gets you into a grind, bye-bye. You know what I mean? They just kick to the corners, defend on you. You can't make the meters. You have to kick out. Then all of a sudden, people we've never heard of, like Jack Howarth. Who the fuck was Jack Howarth last year?
Yeah.
Where does he find them? I'll tell you where he finds them. He gets them. He puts them in Q Cup. And I've seen. I saw him in Q Cup, and I'm thinking, a year ago, I'll go, has Bellamy got his eyes painted on? Don't you see what this kid's doing? Brought him down as a second rower. Now he's a star center. Who knew about Nick Meaney? I do. How long have I been saying Nick Meaney's
There's always been good.
an excellent,
Every
outstanding
average
player?
who goes to Melbourne changes.
Well, there you go.
Remus Smith was another one.
Another one, Rena Smith. And you know what the scary thing is? Jermaine Hughes, he didn't even have, you can say, an outstanding game. He just did what he had to do.
Exactly what Niko Hines needs to do.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, he's been.
Wait, didn't wasn't Jermaine Hughes? Wasn't he at the Cowboys and somewhere else?
Jermaine Hughes.
Yeah, before
No,
Melbourne.
I think it was just North Queensland, and then it was.
Okay, yeah, but he's another one who went to Melbourne and completely changed.
Pappenhausen, he didn't rip the game apart. They just did what they had to do. Harry Grant, my God, welcome back. 3 tries. He's been having an outstanding game. You know what's scary? All their superstars are playing well at the same time. Monster's playing well. Hughes is playing well. Grant's playing well.
Why is that scary?
Because this team is the real deal. That's why it's scary.
He means
That's kind of
I
what you
love-
want at this time of year, isn't it?
I love watching him. And you know what? What's his name? Didn't even get a run. Wishy didn't even get a long run, which is even scarier because when you're in trouble, you do throw Wishy on, and he changes the game. You know what? It was like watching a machine, a well-oiled machine, emotionless. Just they're there. They went out there to do a job, and they did the job. Cronulla, they better win next week. I don't think Fitz's job's in. I don't think Fitz's job's an issue.
not at
No, it's-
all. Not at all.
Just
he won't lose his job over it if they lose.
emotionally, yeah,
0-6.
0-6. Yeah, I don't like it. In terms of Cronulla, like I said, they showed glimpses. I thought Brayley did well. I'm a massive rap on Niko. Some of the lines he runs, and he scored a great try. I've got a man crush on young Iro. I don't think, I don't think Kennedy played the best. I think, you know what, Talakai for the last minute shift, he done okay. But look, they never looked like they were in the game. And Melbourne move on to
From the
prelim.
kickoff.
From the
From the
kickoff.
kickoff.
Yeah, that was the only mistake he made, Kennedy. After that, he was pretty solid. They were bombing him and he was catching him.
Yeah.
But
You know what? A fullback is supposed to be either be a meter eater like Dylan Edwards, or like Reese, or Drinky. He's either. He's just a solid.
Yeah.
Solid. So you know, like every team's got one or two superstars. You name me two superstars here.
in
Where?
Cronulla.
Name me two superstars.
Well,
Nico Hines.
Nico Hines, Italian Player of the Year.
Yeah, not this year, but yeah,
They got the winger, Mulatalo.
they had a shit game.
He had a shit game, but he's a good player. And
Yeah.
I thought both wingers were good. Katoa, I thought Katoa was good. The
Is
other
he a
winger.
superstar?
No, but they're good players.
So this is what I mean.
Nico is
We've
going to
got-
be a star.
We've got he will be a star. We've got really high expectations with this team, but they're a good, solid rugby league team.
You know what?
They're a consistent top 4 team.
We don't have. Look, when you say we've got really high they're a consistent top 4 team. What, the last 2 years? They've had the easiest draw
Yeah.
for the last 3 years, right? And
Gavin Miller can run a good draw.
Yeah.
And,
Big Gav. Gavin Miller.
and you know what? They're 0-5 in finals footy.
Anyway,
So
I'm probably lingering on too much, so I'll stop there. But I want more again. I want more of this team again.
let's
This-
move on
this
to the
Storm
next
team.
game, right? So the Cowboys 28 over Newcastle 16. 2 things I want to say about this game before we get going. One, she's already smiling. One, best game I've seen probably this year, I reckon. What a
Yeah.
cracker. That
Thank
was
you.
Agree.
I agree.
unbelievable.
It was.
It's just unbelievable. And 2, said to Tanya very early on, who have you got for first try scorer? And she said, you know who I've got. And I said, yeah, okay, Felt. And what? 15, 20 seconds later, Felt scored.
13th
Yeah.
minute, no, Niko.
Bring it home.
Yeah,
Of
but,
course he-
but I'm talking like after I said it,
All right.
it was like
okay.
20 seconds later he scored.
He's the-
hands down,
play.
like one of the best games I've seen all year.
It was.
Hands
I don't know whether it was that good or was. I found the Melbourne Cronulla game boring. Like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
watching with,
Agree.
and we were
Yeah.
watching the game. It was good. It was a finals game. But then when this game started and the first 20 minutes, we go, wow, how good's this game
Well,
compared to the one we just watched?
the-
It was just so much
The
energy.
energy and the intensity in the last 10 minutes was like the
Great.
first 10 minutes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you know, you had some good moments in that game. Ponga was
It
fantastic.
was. Yeah.
He made that nice run on the sideline, and then I think he gave it to some guy, and he threw the pass and got intercepted by Felt.
That guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
That
who threw the second pass after Ponga created the gap, and it could have been a Newcastle try, but instead it ended up being a Felt.
Yeah.
Felt ended up scoring the try. That's his last game too at Cowboys, isn't it? At that ground.
Yeah.
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 He's a good servant of that club. They love him there.
Yeah.
My mate, the only Egyptian Cowboy supporter in the world, was calling him Grandpa. He loves him.
Well,
Yeah, this guy's an
he
absolute
scored
freak.
the try in 2015, didn't he?
Yeah, he
In the
did.
grand
He did.
final.
Yeah, has he got the most tries for the Cowboys? Has he got the record?
Yeah, I think
No?
so.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
what about
Yeah.
Matt
Did he
Bowen?
break
it?
What about Matt Bowen?
Matt
No,
Bowen.
he broke it this week.
Did he?
He broke it. Yeah.
Oh, wow, just this week.
Yeah. So it was a pretty.
Interesting.
You had guys like Cotter, Lukey, Tomalolo, McLean. These 4 guys that were playing
Yeah.
in the back row, they were smashing them. Drinky and Dearden, they were pretty good as
I
well.
always thought I think Cowboys were the favourites, but Newcastle gave it one hell of a
They
shot.
did.
They
for
really
sure.
did. And George Ponga's been pretty impressive.
Ponga was the best player on the field. Mate,
He was
possibly the best player in the first week of the semi-finals. That's how good he was. He was in complete control for 3/4 of that game. And you know what? Like I say that the team has to put him in good positions. He was making his own positions on that day. He was simply amazing. 1.6 worth every cent. I think. Worth every cent.
1.6.
I think that's what it scales up to this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Oh,
And it scales up again.
you're kidding.
1.6
Are you sure?
billion.
Yeah. Positive.
I thought it only
Really?
gets to 1.4 or 1.6. I don't think it gets higher than
Does it
that.
get to 1. Okay.
No,
Well, next year's 1.6.
Yeah, I think next year might be 1.6,
Yeah.
and that's
It stops there.
no. Yeah, I might
Okay.
stop there.
Okay.
I reckon he'll leave.
I thought
I
it
reckon
scaled.
he'll leave
It's
Newcastle.
crazy. Why?
Because he's too good for that club.
Oh, they'll just bring in some other good player. They got some good. They made the finals 2 years in a row now.
No, I know.
They just need
but,
to make a few tweaks.
there's no point getting there when you're not a contender. And I don't think they've been a contender.
Well, they're getting serious this year because they've got O'Sullivan there now. He's already cleaned out a few players, so he's got plans to bring in some good blood. When O'Sullivan strikes, he's going to build a good squad around someone. I reckon that's his job, just to build a squad around Ponga so they do win a comp.
Like I
And
just
he's
think,
doing it.
can you imagine Ponga playing for one of these other stronger clubs like
Roosters.
exactly.
Teddy's going.
Well, they poured cold water over that, but I mean,
Bring him over.
just imagine,
What this team missing is a creative halfback, not a workman-like halfback, which they've got. Phoenix, Crossland, look, a workman-like halfback. Jack Cogger, again, a workman-like halfback. They haven't got one of those Nathan Cleary, even the Eastern Suburbs one who got Walker sort of halfback. That's what they need to put Nathan and some of these backs, because, I mean, Fletcher Sharp, Gagai, Lucas, they're all Marju. I mean, my God, all they need is space. These forwards work well. One of the Safidi boys are going. Which one is it, Daniel or the other one? Which
Daniel.
I think it's
Daniel's going.
Yeah.
Okay, he was outstanding on the day, and young Brayley, both of the Brayley boys are really good. I still got a man crush on Carl Pispor. I don't know why. I love that guy. He's got so much more.
His first season, and he's only a young fella, so
he's 21. He's got so much more to give. But this Cowboys team, first half obviously Knights dominated, and all up to Aponga. He was just doing amazing
Seriously,
things.
what a game.
Yeah, it was back and forward. Second half, I don't know what came over the Cowboys, but they're real. Drinky was in everything. Has Holmes missed
he missed the
kick?
first goal. He would have broke the record from Jonathan Thurston, but he missed it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And then he
Okay.
got the rest after that.
Okay. Tommy Dearden scored a try on the death. Now, why do I say that for? The kid doesn't fatigue. How he plays the first minute, he plays the last minute. He's go, 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 go. He's a special human being, and he's an interesting human being. He will be the Origin 6 in all 7. I'm not sure, but he'll be an Origin player. How different does that look with Clifford at 7?
Yes.
I've been saying how many years about the Chad, and Clifford comes and just changes everything about this team.
He's got a big boot on him, eh? Some of these kicks, it's like Burton-like. That was.
It's not only the kick, it's the direction that they give.
Yeah,
give the
yeah.
team. And what is it? He's got young legs.
Mm.
And he's got good leg speed. So he doesn't only have to pass, he can run as well, okay, and hit a hole, or he can run to the line, then just turn and run and give the ball to Nanai or Lukey. And talking about those two, how good were Nanai and Lukey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been calling it.
They were all good.
But one of my favorites and Artie's favorite, the leader of the pack, I suggest the leader of the team, Cotter.
Yeah.
You take Cotter out of that team. You know what? The little heartbeat is Cotter. Whenever we need a dirty carry, Cotter. Whenever we need a settling run, Cotter. Whenever we need a big hit, Cotter. Whenever we need a covering tackle, Cotter. He is, and we called it a couple of years ago.
Cotter.
We called it a couple of years ago. He's amazing. You know what, Jason Tomalolo, for all the hate he's been getting, I thought I thought performed well.
Yeah, back to his old.
Yeah,
best.
and all of a sudden, Jordan McLean becomes the Jordan McLean we know and love. He's been having let's say an indifferent year, but all of a sudden, he's woken up. You know what? Welcome to the premiership race, Cowboys. We said if they could tackle, they're a shot. Because we know with ball in hand, they're the best team in the comp. Welcome to the race.
Well, they got the Sharks. It's gonna be interesting. And then
Can give
Penrith,
us a summary. What did you think?
I felt sorry for Cotter at the beginning of the game. They were like, what the commentators say, they were like, when they were handing out skills, Cotter wasn't at the front of the line. And I was like, that's a bit weird.
That's
And
harsh.
Sometimes it doesn't matter.
I know, but that try, like that double knock on or whatever, that was
That
wild.
was a good cry. It was a good try. The one he kicked and he got it back into his head. Loved it.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
there, Johnny on the spot.
They had like a really good crack the Knights, but like Cowboys, they're just, I think I said it like when I first came on, but they're very slow and steady, right? Like next year, like, and look, we'll see how the end of the year pans out, but next year they're going to be, you know, a really, really good team without Holmes and Felt too. But yeah, it was probably, like Nick, like one of the best games I've seen this year. Like
Yeah,
hands
100%.
intensity
I-
at the beginning.
Tanya, I think this year they're one of the best teams, honestly. I don't
Yeah.
think Nick
What did you
Sharp is
say?
this
You
year.
said it's like a grand final.
Huh?
I think you said it was like a grand final.
Oh yeah, no, it was like watching because like I'm with Artie, like I found the Storm game a bit boring. I found the Panthers game, like, you know, in addition, a bit boring. This was actually like, you know, fairly, you know, you're on edge. Like I was on edge.
It's it's really funny. Games like the Bulldogs one and the North Queensland one, the games were really exciting and they were very high quality.
Because
But
it's
in-
sudden death.
Yeah, as well.
The other
as
two
well.
weren't.
So
Yeah, that's
it's more emotion, and that's why we watch rugby league because the
Yeah.
emotion part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you watch the Penrith game and you watch the Melbourne game, you're watching two teams which are in the slot. You know what I mean? They're there to win. You know they're there to win the comp. The other ones want to win a comp. The other Penrith and Melbourne, I think, are going to win a comp. You know what I mean? So it's up to the other teams to knock them off. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, and the style of play that they play is premiership winning percentage rugby league. You know what I mean? Because Drinky, he'll throw a Harbour Bridge pass. He doesn't care. Nathan won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of them. Cotter will have a dirty carry and he'll try to pop in his quarter. Fish won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting to watch. I loved watching it as well, guys. I loved that game. It was one of the best games. And like, yeah, Ponga just gave me a nice fuzzy feeling inside, Tanya. A nice fuzzy feeling inside.
I think Newcastle did well to get into the 8. I thought they
Yeah.
might have overstretched a little bit.
Yeah. 4 weeks ago before the finals, we didn't have them in the 8, and then bang, they got in.
No.
But you know what else is good about the Cowboys? They were down 12-4 at halftime.
Yeah.
They only scored 4 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, they scored 24 points.
Yeah,
so
something clicked.
credit to them, and they kept Knights to just one try.
Yeah, something
So,
just clicked.
huge turnaround.
Something clicked.
And credit to Peyton because Peyton,
Absolutely.
I think he's had
Absolutely.
3 or 4 finals games. He's won 3.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
he's only lost 1. So when he gets to the big dance, he performs. He gets him ready. I wouldn't be surprised if they win next week too.
I suggest
against the Sharks, and that's 2 wins again. So he's got a very good record, man. He knows how to get his teams up.
I suggest they will.
He's a good coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
His players are a bit just sometimes they let him down with some weak performances, but he can coach.
He can coach.
And the last game, Georgie, the Bulldogs, Gallant went down 24 points to 22, had the game in the bag. They won every stat.
This one
They
hurt.
dominated the game.
Yeah.
And then with 7 or 8 minutes to go, it just fell apart.
This one hurt, Nicola. This one hurt.
Imploded.
Because in terms of the overall game, I thought maybe we might have been the better team on the field. But what actually happened was all the DC Seagulls won all those little micro moments at the end of the game. And DC just kept them in the game with his kicking game. We've seen it before. Birdo's done it. Mitch has done it. So anytime they were in trouble, DC got them out of trouble. And just at the end, all those little micro moments. Now, Canterbury played it beautifully. We knew what Seagulls were going to do. We knew what Manly were going to do. They all had a baseball bat in the back of their pants. And guess what? When they started, they tried exactly the same moves to upset the Dogs. But guess what happened? They actually stood up. They were actually doing gang tackling, and they were winning the ruck. I couldn't believe they were winning the ruck. And not only they're winning the ruck, they'll roll in the ruck. And I'm going, what's happening here? So in some way, we were all over them like a rash. But guess what? They hung in. You know, like I say that Seagulls have got a soft underbelly. Well, they didn't show it on this day.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. They played well. I loved every second of this game, beside the last 5 minutes when they ran away.
You know what was a real turning point?
What's that?
Not that I'm picking on him, but you know what was a real turning point?
Please.
With 7 or 8 minutes to go, Reid Marnie did his usual bullshit.
Hate it.
And actually cost you guys a penalty,
Hate it.
which Manly went upfield and ended up scoring on the back.
Micro moments.
That's exactly what I was going to say, my points.
Yeah.
Micro moments.
20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Canterbury were 22,
Micro
12
moments.
up, 10
Yeah.
points lead. And then Reid Marnie did that thing with Ruben Garrick.
Yeah.
And I've never seen, Garrick's not a very guy that gets aggro too easy. And then they even got Jake Trebojevic. No, that was Crichton that got Trebojevic angry. But even Crichton did the same. He was rubbing his face and did something.
Yeah.
And Manly just lifted. After that moment,
The
Canterbury
arrogance,
had
just
everything
the arrogance
on him.
The arrogance backfired.
Exactly.
I mean, nothing G's you up more. In that scenario, like, it's stupidity.
It's like they poked the bear, like, you know what
Exactly.
I mean? We're beating us now. Poke the bear, get him angry. DCE after that. Olakwatu, it's like they fed him meat the whole week and he just wanted to go and destroy.
He was
Yeah.
outstanding.
He was just crushing him after that moment. He especially, he was on a mission. Matt Lodge, I've never seen Matt Lodge run so much harder after that moment.
And
Again.
I think there was a bit of pressure because there were a couple of like cold knock-ons and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is just pressure that can happen, but that pressure may not have been there if the field position was different, due to some stupid
It was
things.
so stupid. Sam Hughes, a few of the other forwards were doing such a good job. And they just put so much pressure on them after that. They had to backtrack and do everything else. But
Yeah.
the Dogs were the better team. They were most of the
Absolutely.
game.
They were better team the whole game. I had the dubious distinction of watching them all walk past. Because I live across from the station.
Oh,
So the whole, the flock of it was at Homebush.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah.
So they weren't very happy on the way back.
Yeah.
I'm still gutted. So that's I've tried to talk and I can't because I thought we were the better team on the day. And I just say that I feel for a young Hopewadi. He absolutely got a bathing from Stephen Crichton, the poor kid. Welcome to semi-final rugby league. But how good was?
But he ended up setting up the winning try.
Was it him or was it?
Well, Kula did the run.
Kula, yeah.
Yeah, but he did the bomb. When they did the bomb and he caught it and he offloaded it, that was
okay.
Hopewadi.
There's another
And
micro
Kula did the
moment.
other side. So both centers actually combined to win
okay.
it for him.
There's another micro moment. Tommy,
Was it a forward pass in that last try?
it doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter because they won the micro moment. Probably not. Tommy, half the man, because obviously injured.
Yeah, he was.
Still contributed.
He did.
That's how good he still contributed, this guy. And this forward pack, Paseka, Lodge, Olakwatu, our favourite Lawton, even Jake played well.
They were getting rolled for the first hour.
They were getting rolled.
They were.
Yeah.
But they hung in because honestly, our little pissy little pop gun pack were all over him. Preston, Hughes, King. You know what I mean?
You guys should be going after us. So the RCG Brisbane thing has fallen over now as well, Tanya. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
So he's unsigned for next year.
Yeah, I'm
He's already been released by Parramatta. So Dragons are out, Broncos are out. I'm surprised the Bulldogs haven't. Maybe they're going to sack Addo Carr so they can bring in RCG.
That's what I said before. There's always something behind it. That's why I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm all for it.
TPG was gone and they brought in all these players. They're going to. It's another.
But
free up cash.
when you add Satili to this pack and there's
The Roosters
Satilli was very good too on the
Tupanua, wherever it
weekend.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tupanua, he's very
And we're getting this front rower from
Amoni.
Lee Leopards. He's very, very, very good. He's the best front rower in the Super League. The pack will change a little bit. You know, if we get RCG, well, we're top 8 again next year. You know what I mean? We're top 8 again next
Dogs
year.
had a very good season, man. Sixth
Oh,
on the ladder.
No, I'm
They
fine.
got out in the last 2 minutes. They went all the way to the finals.
good. I'm good.
Only lost in the last few minutes.
No, I'm
you know
good.
what I mean? So
I'm good.
it's a great season.
It's been 8 seasons of pain. And when I say pain, you guys, or Tanya doesn't understand the 50-0 drummings every week. All of a sudden, I've got a competitive team. And both of us have got a competitive team.
You've had 8 seasons of pain. I've had about 36.
Yeah, but you don't get flogged. You never get flogged. No, you really don't get flogged. Well, not really.
You've seen more finals footy than us. Combined.
I'd say
In the last how many years? Doesn't matter. You've seen
If
it.
you don't come home with the chocolates, what's the point?
I know. What are we getting happen? Smashed.
That's what I said before. What's the point making the semis when you can't actually contend for it? What's the point?
Everyone doesn't win the comp. Every team doesn't win the comp.
I know.
You know what I mean?
What's your
Look,
thoughts on
I'm happy.
Sexton, mate?
I'll say it again. He dropped off a bit, but there's no need to go and
He's
buy.
21. He's a young
Yeah,
kid.
there's
He's
no-
promise, eh?
Work with him.
Mm.
Work with the youngster. He showed enough. He showed enough to me that you can develop him into a top line halfback, because there's one in the wings. He's a bit young now, but 100 million% in 3 years he'll be ready, and he'll be a top line halfback. There's no doubt in my mind. I saw him again play on the weekend, and he just carves up.
Yeah.
Just carves up. So, look, we go on, and at the moment we're doing a Mad Monday. We're going to Bali and they're all getting tattoos, matching tattoos apparently.
There you go.
So we move on.
What about Tanya? Have you got any thoughts?
Sorry, Tanya, I'm going on like a stuff.
No, that's
Tough
okay. No, I kind of relied on Nick to give me the score towards the end of this game because I thought it was going, to the dog side. I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be. But look, good game all round. But I don't really have much because I only saw the first half. But not unhappy that Manly won. Like, they were really great at the beginning of the year. And I think it will
And
make.
they've got a maroon jersey, right?
That's right. And DC. But I think it will be interesting, like next week, the games that will be rolling through.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, no.
Let's roll into it. Let's roll into next. So there's only 2 games this weekend. The funnel's getting thinner, George.
Yeah, I know.
Pressure's coming up.
Don't start it on.
And so Friday evening, the Sharkies, it's at Allianz Stadium,
Can't wait.
hosting the Cowboys. And I've got to tell you guys, I don't think I've gone for the Cowboys ever as much as I am this Friday. I don't know why. I just want to see the Sharks lose.
Yeah. Well, the Sharks have won 11 of the last 13 against the Cowboys. But the Cowboys have won 3 of the past 4 final games against the Sharks. So they've played them 3-4 times and they've won 3 in finals,
Interesting.
which is interesting. The matchups I'm looking forward to are the wingers, Katoa and Mulitano versus Felt and Tuolagi. I reckon that's going to be an awesome matchup. And then you've got Niko versus Nanai, 2 good back rowers there. And the other one's McInnes and Cotter. Huh? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like it.
So that's going to be a cracking game. I'm thinking the Cowboys will get this one. Do we know if what's his name's back?
Yeah.
Ramian? Jesse Ramian's back? Do you know?
Jesse Ramian is no, Talikai's in the center.
Talakai. Oh, okay. Because Ramian's been fantastic this year. So he's a huge loss.
Let me see on the extended bench. Maybe he's on the extended bench.
I'm going to go the Cowboys, mate.
I'm going Cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
George?
what? When there's big games, I look for big players. And I think I suggested it a little bit earlier that Cronulla, I don't feel have superstars in their team. But when I look at the Cowboys, correct me if I'm wrong, Artie, Drinkwater, Felt, Holmes, Dearden,
So Felt,
Tamalolo,
they've got
Nanai,
Katoa
Cotter.
Mulitalo. He's a good winger. He knocks out Felt.
I don't know about that.
Cronulla's got a good side. They hadn't put
No, I'm not saying they haven't got
Don't
a good
underestimate-
side. I'm talking about
I reckon they're
superstars.
evenly matched in terms of players.
I disagree. I disagree.
Yeah?
Well, who's better than Drinky?
Kennedy.
No.
He's equal.
Try again.
He's equal.
Try again.
It's equal.
Try again.
Hines, if he plays fullback.
Okay. Who's playing? Who's running? Who's kicking?
These are all
Yeah,
hypotheticals.
Well, no. There's no hypothetical. There's no hypothetical. Drinky is probably the best player. Will be the best player on the field.
Yeah,
On the night.
Hines might click in the gear, mate.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope so. I so hope so.
You
I
don't
hope
know.
so. I hope so. He does. Look, Cowboys will win, and we'll put a dagger in the Sharks coach's chest. But he's got a whole off season and Aladdin coming to correct all the wrongs.
So you're tipping the Cowboys?
Absolutely.
All right. So Saturday, no Sunday game this
What
week.
about Tanya? What's she going to pick?
Cowboys.
Oh, did you Cowboys?
Yeah.
Tanya,
Yeah.
I did ask you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, no Sunday game this week.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not a game.
Friday and
We got
Saturday.
there's an NRLW game.
Okay.
WNRL game, yeah.
So
NRLW.
the Roosters, again at Allianz Stadium, the Roosters Sea Eagles. Interesting one here. I have to say, Manly have got a huge advantage in this game
Mm.
because Luke Brooks has never lost a finals game in his entire career.
100%. 100%, Adi. Tell
Yeah,
us about
he's
that.
never lost a finals game.
100%.
Well, the Roosters
He's
got a
one
bad
from
record.
one.
Yeah, I know, right? Undefeated.
Yeah,
He made it to the
mate.
finals finally, and he's undefeated. Good on
One
him.
from one.
It's fantastic. Look, the Roosters have only won 2 of the last 8 finals games, which is unfortunate for the Roosters. They're not going too well. Tedesco makes his 250th. But the matches I'm looking forward to, matchups, is Teddy versus Tommy. That's
Yep.
going to be a good one.
Yep.
Then you've got the forward pack of Jared Warrior-Hargraves and Collins up against Lodge and Paseka. That's going to be a nice little matchup. Angus Crichton versus Olakau'atu.
Oh.
That's probably the best out of the lot.
Oh,
And then Suali'i versus Kula. So
Suali'i.
some bloody good matchups in that game. I'm going Roosters to win by 20.
Oh.
I think I think Adi's on this. I think last week the Roosters didn't show their best. Weren't allowed to show
They
their
weren't
best.
allowed.
They weren't allowed to
Yeah.
show their best. I think that emotionally, and we've seen it before with this Sea Eagles team, emotionally they really poured everything they had in that game, and let's talk history. They haven't backed up all year, and they won't back up again this week. And Roosters will win. I'm not sure if it's by 20, but
No.
they will go to a prelim. Roosters will be in a prelim.
I think it'll be a lot closer than that. I think it'll be real close. But I think the Roosters will win.
It'll be a cracking game, both of them. I can't wait. I so can't
Who you picking, Tanya?
wait. Can't.
I don't know. Eagles had a win. Roosters look pretty rattled. I'm probably going to go Eagles. DC is pretty brutal as well. It'll be interesting. Like, I think there'll probably be a lot of errors, maybe a few biffs,
Handbags.
It's like, we'll see.
10 bags at 10 paces.
Yeah.
Look, you're on the right track, T. If Sea Eagles win, DC has to play a massive role like he did last week. And you know what?
will.
He can.
He
And
will. Even if
and
they
he
don't
will.
win, he will.
Yeah, he will. Absolutely, he will. He was the reason they were in the Bulldogs game at all. If Olakau'atu can perform like it did last week, if Carl Lawton can come to the table, you know what? Anything could happen. But I just look at Jared. I look at Collins. I look at Crichton. I look at Satili. And then when you hit the backs, Suoliki didn't have a good game. Manu, I'm waiting. With bated breath, because when he has a good game, he will have a game. And you got Teddy.
He
So
will.
let's see what happens.
There's a couple of Roosters that could be playing their last
I think a lot.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
NRL game.
lot
For,
of-
yeah,
a
at
lot
least
will.
for a while.
Well, Manu only
Um,
until
They're
May.
halfway through next
Yeah,
year.
we'll be back in Roosters next year.
Is that for a fact?
No, it's not. No, but
Just
so-
talk to
yeah.
Just
and that's this week. And
Can I ask you some guys a question out of all
Yeah.
this? Out of those 4 teams, Cowboys, Sharks, Roosters, and Manly,
Mhm.
if you had to pick one that you think could make the grand final, with
Roosters,
which one would you pick? The Roosters?
they've got the experience there.
Yeah.
I'll go Tiger. I'll go Cows.
You go Cows.
Cowboys.
They're the only team that you could see outside of Melbourne and
Yeah.
Penrith
Yeah.
winning it. Yeah,
I'll go
you
Cows.
agree?
Cowboys
Tanya?
10.
Yeah, Cowboys for
Yeah.
sure.
All they have to do is
I'm going with.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. The only thing I'm concerned is halfbacks win comps or get you into massive games like grand finals. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, not always, but there are exceptions.
Always.
Not always.
Once. Tell me once.
And I think Radley's
I'm sure I
listed.
told something.
Radley's listed as a reserve, so he could
Ooh.
last minute.
Everything changes.
He might come in last minute. He's
Everything
listed
changes.
20th
Everything-
man or something.
Yep. Everything changes.
He was
If
on the
Radley-
footy show on Sunday and he
Was
said
he?
his treatment was going really well. It was
Okay.
he
Yeah.
might
no,
be
no.
ready for this week. So
Everything. If Radley comes in, because he now he's changed his game. He's a link man.
Yeah.
It's like everything changes.
well, if they
He's second
win
halfback.
next week, they play Melbourne and they've
Yeah.
got Radley back.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
they've got every chance of hitting Melbourne.
Everything changes. If Radley comes back into this team, everything changes for me.
Okay,
He's that good.
that'll be good.
Ask Artie.
Thanks, guys. Cornelius Awards, our favourite florist over from Double Bay, mate.
Mhm.
So he wants to ask you guys, what was the game of the round? Which game did you
Already
enjoy the
said it.
most?
Cowboys.
Cowboys Knights? Yeah.
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 George will have a different opinion. I'm
No,
interested to hear George's.
No,
Yeah, that
I
one?
love that.
Are you
game,
sure?
yeah. I love. It was either that or the Bulldogs as entertainment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll
Either
both-
one. I'll go Cowboys Knights as well because that Ponga performance was 1 in a million. You won't get that too often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it.
What about your team of the round? Who was
George,
the
sorry,
best?
George will answer that last question with Penrith's training session. Sorry, what was this one? Team of the-
Best team of the round.
Above game speed.
Best team, Penrith?
Yeah.
Who are you going to say?
I like the Cowboys.
Oh, the best team of the round.
80 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. 80 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Melbourne.
I thought Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Well, Melbourne or Penrith. I mean, I thought they were
Yeah.
because I think the quality of their opposition as well.
Yeah.
Penrith more so than Melbourne, but yeah, I
Mm.
don't know.
Yeah. Either one.
I'm going Panthers because they played a harder team. I think the Roosters would have beaten the Sharks on that day, whereas,
Reckon?
yeah,
Okay.
I think Melbourne beat a really poor Sharks team. What are you, Tanya? Who's your
Probably Cows because that was like a scrapping game, you know.
yeah.
Like I think they were just super consistent. Just awesome.
Yeah, they
Awesome.
turned it on the second half. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. What are
Yeah.
the worst team? Oh, the Sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I feel so sorry for him.
They were terrible.
I know.
They're not terrible, but
They were.
You know what?
I
They-
try
again,
hard.
You know, they've had the easiest draw for
Yeah.
3 years in a row. How is that? How that happens? I don't know. But then they don't get sympathy from me.
I don't know. Yeah, Sharks.
The Sharks, Tanya?
Yeah, Sharks for
Sharks.
sure.
Now, I had one highlight for the round.
Yeah.
Now, you guys weren't privy to it, but I had to watch the only Egyptian Cowboy supporter watch that game. And that was the best thing I've ever seen. Oh, mate, just him jumping around and he was kicking. It was awesome. The guy was sweating, I think, after the game because he felt like he was a part of that game. He felt every wave of that game. It was just
that
Egyptian. Awesome watching him. What about the rookie of the round? Who was the rookie that stood out? The guy that's played only just come into the comp this year. Lehigh Hopawati to me was outstanding because
He got bashed.
he set up that try in the end when it mattered.
Yeah.
Got the bomb past
all the
it.
moments,
It
all
was
the big,
fantastic.
all
That
the
was the big
micro
moments.
moments. Yep, all the micro moments. If you got another micro moment, I'm on board.
Fletcher Sharp was good too. What about you guys?
He was.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
Brooks
Shark.
was a rookie in finals.
Yeah.
Who?
He was good.
Oh, Brooksy.
Luke Brooks he's a rookie in finals.
Oh,
you
in
know.
finals,
It was
he is.
actually
Yeah,
good. It
it's
was
true.
actually good.
Like I said, he's never lost a finals game his whole career. So
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I really don't know.
And he flashed up the barbecue that night as well.
Weber.
Niko, He flashed the
Weber.
Weber up, mate.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I really don't know.
No,
Um,
we'll stick with Lehigh or
Yeah.
Fletcher.
Yeah.
Tanya, anyone stand out for you? Any rookie?
Oh, Sharp.
Fletcher
Like
Sharp.
he was great. Yeah.
No, he finished with like 9 tries in 6 games or something. Like he had an
Hmm.
amazing finish.
He's a
So,
good player.
yeah, big future for that kid. Apparently, there's a new TV series coming out on Netflix.
What's that?
Yeah, it's based on an old 80s series,
Yeah.
Hawaii 5-0,
Yeah.
Cronulla 5-0. But it's just going to show the final series of the Cronulla games. Apparently, that's coming out
next week
Netflix
it'll be
soon.
another
Yeah.
6-0.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Poor Cronulla.
I also I asked Josephina, she knows everything. Right?
Everything.
I said, where's RCG going? And she said, apparently he's going to play in the NRL because
He's going to the NRLW.
no, the NRL, Norwegian Super League, apparently, because no one from the NRL wants him. Apparently, and no one wants to bar RCG. He gave up 850. He gave up 850 for nothing.
He's going to shave off the John Holmes, Mo. Hey,
He does.
Poor Reggie.
John Holmes. Remember that?
Our favourite Uber driver, Sachin,
Yeah.
apparently broke down the other day.
Broke down?
Yeah. The battery just went dead. Lucky Addo Carr was there.
Addo Carr was there.
But they took ages to get the battery started because Addo Carr was getting the negative and positive stuff. They just started no difference to a negative and positive. So there was a bit happening there. And apparently, Gus confirmed in the off season he's only going to bring in 16 players this year, not 20, because they made the finals. So they don't need. He's got a lot of faith in the current squad. Only 16 more new players he needs, and they'll get there.
Yeah, that happened last week at the Canterbury training session. Serraldo addressed the playing group.
Yeah.
Said, guys, we need to be positive this weekend.
Yeah.
And Addo Carr said, don't worry, I've got it covered.
Oh, wow. And Manoli wanted to give us his team of the week for the final series.
What's he got for us? What's
Let
he
me
got
just
for
have a
us?
look. He just he gave it to me, but I've lost it now. Oh, here it is. So team of the week for finals, right? He had his fullback of the week was Kalen Ponga.
Yeah, absolutely.
His two wingers were Brian To'o and Lehigh Hopewadi.
He's sticking with Leo.
Yeah, he liked Lehigh. He liked him. He liked him. He scored the winning try. He set up the winning try.
I'm there.
Stephen Crichton and Kula got the centres.
Really?
The
Okay.
two centres. 5'8" was Munster.
Yeah.
Cleary was the half.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lock was Isaiah Yeo.
Absolutely.
Now, with this 5'8", he gave it to Munster, but he said Tom Dearden really pushed him for that. So,
Yeah.
he was looking
Tommy
out of the
is so
two.
good. He's so good, so young.
Yeah. His team of the week for front rowers or second rowers, sorry, was Lukey and Martin. He thought they were the two standout back
Front
rowers.
row or back rows?
Back rowers, yeah.
Okay.
Kikau and Garner was second, close.
Okay.
His front rowers he had was Ruben Cotter and Paseka. They were his two front rowers. You're not agreeing with that one. Which one?
What happened to Leota?
Leota. Well, he liked Cotter. You know what? Cotter played second row, so he cheated. He threw in Cotter in there. And his hooker of the week was Harry Grant.
Absolutely.
What do you think? That's a good
Absolutely.
choice.
Yeah, pretty hard to argue.
You can't argue with those.
That's the team who's going to win the comp. No one.
So that's Manoli's finals team of the week. And I haven't really got much else, mate. So it's over to the tidbits, mate. You got anything on for us?
Tidbits?
Oh, I had a few strange conversations today, and let me tell you how my day unfolded, Nicola. I got a phone call from Manoli.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Manoli's he's got a nephew coming from Patra, and
From where?
Patra,
Greece.
okay. Greece, yeah. And he actually painted the chicken coop, and he's bringing him over. So of course he rang me up because he wants a painting job, a supervisional painting job.
For a chicken coop.
Well, he reckons he's a painter, and he's demanding $150,000 salary. And I said, look, no.
Apparently he's a good painter because he uses a brush, not like the hands like doing Greece.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's pretty
fair.
good.
Well, I don't know that, but I'm not. I said no to him, and can you imagine the arguments now between me and Manoli? I put the phone down, rings again. I pick it up. Who is it? The Gossip Queen,
Josephina.
Josephina, saying that Addo Carr was framed. He was framed. He was framed.
Yeah.
She said he was framed. Tell her on the pod.
Wow.
Okay, I go. Doesn't they're your favorite team? Like, is that got anything to do with it? No, it's not this and that. I slammed the phone down. I had enough of it, and I was dealing with work as well. The phone rings again. I pick it up. I was going to blast it. Who is it? It's T.
Hey,
It's T. Sorry, T. I was a bit abrupt when you rang, and we're having chit chat, and I go, T, what's on your mind? What's happening? She goes, well, yeah, I did ring for something. She goes, your tidbits. I go, yeah, I'm outstanding. It's great. I'm one of the best. She goes, yeah, no, look, I don't think you're that good.
What?
And then next to me, I was sitting next to the boy. One day goes, hallelujah, someone told him.
What? Nah. Come on, man.
What's the problem?
I'm your number one fan.
I said, so do you think you can do better? She goes, absolutely I can. So I'm going to hand it over to the tea woman. But let me tell you, T.
The tea woman. What have you got for us?
Let me tell you before you start. Number one, okay. I'm going to be watching you very carefully, and not only that, I'm gonna have an independent arbitrator.
Oh, so this is in the G-up.
No, it's not a jail.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to have a independent arbitrator here, Artie. Now, don't think because we were handball doubles champions 1986 at Padstow Primary that he'll be biased.
We killed
of course we killed it. Nor that we toured Europe through, we went all through Europe and Santorini twice. Don't think that he'll be biased. Nor, by the way, how's Zoe? How the kids?
She's good. Yeah,
yeah. That I introduced him to his wife. Don't think for 1 minute that he'll be biased, T. Now,
and thanks for painting my house the other day, mate.
No problem. Listen, and the boy Wonder got so excited, he even made an entry song for you. So after the song, it's all yours. You ready for it? Wait till I get in trouble here.
Oh, well, here we go.
Well, you know.
That was James.
Yeah.
That's all yours. You've even got an intro. Wow.
I know.
He's already putting himself in it. We're waiting for the song.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
You didn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
Did you hear it? Want to go again?
No.
Maybe it didn't come
Go
through.
again. Go
Does it
again.
come through?
One more time, okay? Because I love the intro. Let's go. Ready, T?
Yep. So that was actually incorrect, how that whole story started.
Go.
So that was actually incorrect, how that story started, but that's fine. And George threw me into it. But no, we did have a bit of a chat around tidbits and, years in review and things like that. And he provided some, I guess, advice around, how to kind of follow the structure and everything else. So I'm completely changing that whole thing. So I'm going to get you guys I'm going to get you guys to guess the year that I was born based on a few little clues that I'm going to give you.
I know that, so I'm out. I can't be part of that.
Wow.
She really changed it.
You really changed it. Okay. Wow.
So, so in the 80s, there was a really great standout year where the Bulldogs won the grand final. That's one clue. One of the movies of the year was The Breakfast Club.
Oh, that's one of my all-time favorites.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. I love that movie.
And one of the top songs for the year was Money for Nothing.
Like Chicks for Free, Dire Straits. Right.
So what years did the Dogs win, George? Oh, here it is.
What?
There.
It's right there. Yeah. Well, there was 4.
No, you're a dog supporter.
I was going to say 84. Was that when Penrith, when you won? 84?
No, it's when you beat us in the grand final.
Yeah.
I'll say 88.
88? 85? I say
88 is...
88 wasn't a Breakfast
Club. No, it wasn't Breakfast Club.
The question is, what year was she born?
Yeah, 84? I don't know.
I'm saying 85. There you go, one of us.
Yeah.
Okay,
I say 84.
right. Who'd they play?
In the grand final, Parramatta.
No.
85.
85.
No.
You don't know the answer to this? Really?
The answer is sitting next
to St. George.
Yeah, no, St. George.
84. We beat Parramatta.
You beat Parramatta.
He said 85.
Oh, that's St. George.
You beat Parramatta. Yeah.
I want to try and forget that year. That's why I said.
Do you remember the score? Or do you know the score?
7-6 or something?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was the 14.
No, 7-6 was 85. 4-2 was 86 over the Bulldogs. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the score.
And 84 was 6-4.
Was it?
Over Para, yeah.
Okay. There you go. 6-4.
There you go. that's my bit. But I think next time I'm going to make it a bit more complex.
Like you had the information.
That wasn't complex.
For us. For us. Thanks, man. There you go.
Right? There you go. 85.
85.
85.
You got it. Yeah,
There you go.
it.
Yeah, you got it. Well done.
Wow.
But yes, George, you did not explain that in detail to me or tell the story, but I will prepare for next week and we shall see what happens.
Okay. Is that it? Did the whole email come through to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't got it then. One second. That's my second one. I got something for DJ Bobo on the wrap-up show.
Okay.
So this is a list that you created.
No, yeah.
I'm disappointed. What about Unmasked?
Good question.
Eh?
I didn't get to it. I'm just flicking through my records. Okay. And a punk record.
A punk record.
A punk record. One of my favorites. It's a Clash record.
I hate punk.
Clash.
How about a Clash record?
Yeah, Clash. I hate
don't know.
the whole punk movement. I'm not a fan.
No?
What about
No.
Fantastic? Are they punk? Wham?
No, but
No.
I'll go London Calling. Moving on, that went down like a lead balloon. Moving on, and I'm going to go to Artie for the Super League results.
Oh, okay. So let's start. Sorry, mate. I just accidentally pressed something. But anyway, here we go. So from round 26 finished this week. And we had, what's his name? Brad Arthur's team, the Leeds Rhinos, playing for a top 8 spot.
Yep.
Top 8. No, it's top 5, isn't it?
Top 6, actually.
Top 6. Came close. They were in it. 38-0.
38-0 against
38-0 to the Wigan Warriors. Wigan Warriors top, hitting their strides as we speak.
Absolutely.
My favourite team played the Castleford Tigers 40-4. They won at Totally Wicked Stadium. I love the name of the stadium. It's a great stadium. So St. Helens finally got a win because they've been struggling a bit lately. Lee Leopards 0. Hull Kingston Rovers 24.
They're in form too.
And that was at Lee Sports Village Stadium. The Salford, our other team, the Grinders.
The Grinders.
58 beat Hull FC 4. How good is Salford going?
Look, a bunch of workers. Hull FC not having a great season, but guess what? They're in the semi-finals.
Wow.
They're in the semi-finals.
Go Salford. And we've got the Warrington Wolves, Sam's team.
Yep.
66.
Yep.
Beating the Giants 0. So they absolutely flogged them. And this was a grinding game, type of game you'd like. We had the Catalan Dragons 12 defeating the London Broncos 8.
The only issue is that London hasn't won a game all year and Catalans can only beat them by 12-8. That's the only problem. But they won.
That was good.
But they won.
Now, the ladder, how it shapes up at the moment, is this the last round or has it got another round? One more round. So we've got the Wigan Warriors on 42, Hull Kingston Rovers on 40, Sam's team 38 points, which are third. And then we've got the Salford Devils, top 4.
Yeah, top.
Go Salford. And finalising the top 5 for the finals is St. Helens, which is my team, the Red V. They're on 30 points, but there's one more round to go. And we've got the Lee Leopards on 29 and we've got the Leeds Rhinos on 28. So it still could go either way.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Now, the for and against for St. Helens is 214. So even if Leeds do win, they won't catch them on for and against.
Oh, really?
So the only team that can get them is the Lee Leopards if they win and St. Helens lose. But it's sorry. And then we've got the Catalan Dragons on 28 as well. So but their for and against is pretty low. And that's the Super League wrap. What's happening with the women's team, the Castleford? What's that team that had a bit of a fan base? George?
The
Women's Super League?
They come in last, unfortunately. Nicola, when
Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah,
Featherstone
Rovers, yeah.
Damn.
Unfortunately, when Lorraine left, things all went haywire and they're just,
Next year. There's always next year.
She's got a PCL. She hasn't played all season. She's coming back next year. And let's throw to T for the NRLW scores.
The women. So I only caught the Broncos game, but Tigers actually beat the Dragons, which was quite good on Thursday. So 16-14. Broncos beat the Sharks. Send a woman in to get the job done because the Sharks beat the men's Broncos team a few rounds ago. So Knights smashed the Titans 46-10. Roosters beat the Cowboys 24-12. Eels beat the Raiders 18-16. So the table at the moment, and Georgie would know, so Roosters, Broncos, Sharks are all on 12,
Right.
Knights on 10, Eels outside of the finals, but they're 5th on 10 points
So
as
does that
well.
mean Eels are coming last?
No, we're coming 5th.
No,
How
the
many
top
teams are in the
5.
top?
10.
10.
Okay, just check.
Yeah, we're,
10.
we're, we're,
Tigers are coming last.
we're a chance of making the top
Okay.
4. The Broncos are the surprise package last
Doing
year.
well.
Outside of the semi-finals, and at the moment, look, they got a lot of sevens players from the Olympics, Kiwis, but they're looking sensational. And the Roosters started, like I said, should win it every year. They're looking $1 million too. Isabel Kelly ran for 300 and something meters.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
crazy stuff.
And this week's the last round. And then we've
yeah.
got top 4. And how's the final series? 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 finals? Or how does it work?
Yeah, 1, 4.
4, 2, and 3, and then
Yeah.
you've got the grand final. So the grand final will be played on the same
So
day
how long's the whole
as the
season?
men's. It's 9 weeks plus 3 finals games, or 2 finals games. Coming to an end. So they'll be in the grand final they'll play the same day as the men's grand final, which will be good.
Yeah. We've got Q Cup. Now you can enlighten us here, T. The Pride 16, Dolphins 17, straight into the grand final, Nicola. The only problem that came out of that, Trey Fuller, ACL. So Trey's not playing and he's starting his game. The Devils 46, the Hunters 30. So the Devils are playing the Dolphins in the grand final. I think the hot favourites are the Devils, but I'm on the back of the Dolphins. But without Trey, might be a bit hard. What's your thoughts about that, T?
Oh no, I think
follow the
I have been like more recently, but I think the Dolphins might go all right. Like they've had a good season. You never know,
What do you got for me, Artie?
So New South Wales Cup, they got the final this week. The Raiders up against the Jets. So that's what's happening in New South Wales.
Raiders Jets.
Raiders Jets.
Lovely.
1 o'clock Saturday, Leichhardt.
Leichhardt.
Mm.
And the year in review, I find this interesting. Yeah, 1909.
Oh,
1909. Second season of rugby league, Nicola. 8-team comp, something you'll like. 8-team comp.
Glebe University, all those guys. Annandale.
Yeah. All the founders, all the names that we hear of were in the comp. Victor Trumper, JJ Gilberton, Henry Hall. How's that pronounced? Hoyle. Adi just mentioned the team. The original teams in the first comp were Balmain, Eastern Suburbs, Glebe, Newcastle. That was a long trip for back then.
Wow.
North Sydney, South Sydney, and Western Suburbs.
How'd they go to the game? Horse and cart.
Horse and cart. It would have been horse and cart, wouldn't it?
1909.
Yeah.
Wow.
Horse and cart.
Piggybacks?
Maybe. The grand final was against Souths and Balmain. This is the famous year where there was a dispute between the rugby league and the teams because they scheduled a rugby union game for the same time, the same day. Remember rugby union?
Well, the league was a breakaway.
Yeah, it was a breakaway, and they scheduled that. So the two teams decided not to turn up. Bugger it! We're not going to go. We're going to make a stand. The only problem, Adi, South decided to turn up. And they won on forfeit.
That's a good win.
Yeah, they won.
So one of their premierships is a forfeit.
Yep. South turned up and they won on forfeit, Nicola.
So did they make some sort of agreement to both teams not show up?
They were angry. No one's going to rock up to their game. They were going to forfeit.
You know what?
It wasn't the Bullfrog who organised it. He
No,
told him to
you
go
know,
one place and got the other place.
You guys have heard me say it before. It's something that I always try and preach to the kids.
Yeah.
You know, win if you can, lose if you must,
Yeah.
but always cheat.
Well, they did that. They did that. So that was an interesting year. I thought you might like that.
Wow.
The topic of the week, Nicola.
Did they have to kick off?
Yeah, they had to kick off. They had to get
And
dressed.
at the end, were they carrying them on the shoulders?
They must have. They had to get. And Nicola, Artie, they had to get dressed and they had to run on the field and had to kick off.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Wow.
Topic of the week: the most influential player, coach, administrator, ref, etc. Who do you?
Is this like of any time or?
Yep. In living memory, maybe, or what? For us
One of each, or
no. Who you guys think is the most influential
over a club, over the game?
Yep. Yes, and yes. Who's moved the needle more than any other person? It could be a player, could be an administrator.
Bullfrog.
Jim Cohen.
Bullfrog. Yeah. Jim Cohen.
Yeah, because he was the catalyst for getting the fighting out of the game.
Oh, there he was too.
So that's where the cancer began. As far as I'm concerned.
True. Okay. You sticking with Jim Cohen?
Nah, I'm joking. It's a tough question. It's a tough question. There's so many.
I'd say maybe those two Manly buffheads, you know.
Arthurson and Quayle. I was thinking about that. Ken Arthurson.
I was going Arthurson.
They ran the ARL.
How about Super League?
John Rebo.
And we thought Cronulla had the soft draws back then. Manly were getting
Arthurson and Quayle basically just did whatever they wanted for that whole period. Yeah.
T, you got anything for us?
No.
No.
I'm kind of following.
I'm with you. Or we could say the first year of the game, the Daly Messenger. Well, he was a convert, and people just came to see him basically. So they'll fill in the grounds of rugby league just to see, watch him, maybe him. But I think like Artie, I think the Bullfrog, I think Quayle and Arthurson.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest. As players, who do you think as players?
As players?
Yeah.
I'm going to go really left field here because I can only speak about what I've seen. I can't speak to anything that happened before that. I personally think Benny Elias revolutionized the hooking position.
Absolutely.
He changed that whole. Number 9 was just a dummy half.
Yeah.
He started raking the ball back when you could legally play at it. He revolutionized the hooker right. And then the battle between him and Boxhead, like Steve Waters.
I remember that.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Yeah. But that's what I think anyway. It's just my opinion.
I'll go Spurlow.
Yeah.
That's me because I love that guy.
If we're looking at State of Origin, there's no one better than Wally Lewis.
The King.
Amazing. What he did.
He's up there. I'm a fan.
What he did in Origin.
Yeah.
And no one knew about him in New South Wales.
No.
He dazzled us, man. He was phenomenal.
What about Wayne Bennett?
Wayne Bennett. 6 rings. Who is anyone going to ever get 6 rings? I don't know.
This is 7.
7, sorry.
Well, the way Cleary's going, he's going to be on 4 maybe this year.
That's true.
All in a row. Has Bennett done 3 in a row? Never. So Cleary's outdone him in that stake.
No.
How many premierships did the Parramatta guy win?
4.
4?
4 in 5 years.
Didn't he win it with another team as well?
Who?
Jack Gibson. Didn't he win it with the Roosters or something?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you meant the coach.
The coach.
Yeah. Well, he won 3 at Para.
He won 3 at Para?
John Mooney won the 4th one.
Oh, okay.
And Nicola, very messy, but that's me.
Surely there was a coach from the Dragons that won a few in the 11 years.
Maybe. Oh, 12 in a row. How many coaches?
No, 11 in a row.
11 in a row.
But Norm Proven was captain coach for how many?
Well, 56 to 59, they didn't have Langland's Changa, I think. Proven and
Langland's, he wasn't playing in that.
No. Which team? Who's the other guy? I just read about it the other day. Raper and Johnny Raper and someone else joined 59, and they have 2 eras. They got the 56 to 59 was one, and the 59 to 66 was another team, another era of Dragons.
Well, one of them.
So 59 to 66, whoever did that 7-year run.
No one's ever going to in any sport win
But Frank Facer was the administrator who organised all that, so he'd be up there as well.
Well,
Wasn't there one season where Western Suburbs
Yeah.
beat St George in the first semi, and then St George bought the whole team?
whole team,
Yeah.
basically 8 of them. So what's his name? Frank Fader.
Frank Facer.
He's the most
Yeah.
he's the most important person in
What
rugby
he
league
did, yeah.
because he changed borders of suburbs to
Yeah.
get players.
Seriously,
He did everything.
What's his name?
What's his name again? Artie?
Frank Facer.
Frank
I've
Facer.
never heard of it.
Not me, but he's the most
He was very
influential.
influential. Played
11 in
big
a row,
role in
baby.
Saints'
11 in a row.
success. Mm.
11 in a row. And like I said before, Nicola, Messi, but that's me.
That's you?
That's me.
Well, that's it.
Um,
That's it.
Looking at all around next week, George. But yeah, no, that was apologies. But
No. But you know what? Let's rate her. Should she carry on the tidbits?
Absolutely.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. I can't get a win. No, even my best friend can't vote for me.
All right. Why don't you share it?
nothing.
Why don't you share it?
So-
She's
Is that
better.
right?
She's much better than me.
So
She's
I've got
much
no
better.
idea what's going on here.
I rang her the other day and I said, do my tidbits. And I emailed, I probably didn't explain it well. And you know how I'm semi-illiterate anyway and on a computer. So I just scribbled things on.
Was this like when you rang me 2 weeks ago and said, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm out having
Yeah,
dinner." And
something
you were
like
all
that.
here waiting for me.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. And the communication with me is outstanding. Anyway, and I emailed T some sort of scribble, and obviously I didn't communicate too well. T, next week you've even got a theme song. Next week,
Yeah, I'll do the tidbits.
hey, take away tidbits. Tell us your
Tanya's
story.
tidbits.
Tanya's tidbits. That's it. Tell us the story at the end of the tidbits.
Perfect.
And I've got no story. Actually, Addy's got a story if he wants to tell us about the Gossip Queen.
No, look,
You
know,
ready?
Yeah,
Wait
you
a
can-
second. Wait a second. If Tanya's doing the tidbits, why doesn't she
I'm not
tell
ready
us one
for
of her
the
stories?
story.
Yeah.
No, Adi can tell his story.
No,
And I'm going to roll in next week.
Okay. You got the story. You got the NRLW. You got it all. You got the format there. Knock yourself out, T.
Perfect. Thank
Done.
you.
Done.
there you go.
Agreement.
That's
you've
us.
got a theme song. Do you like it, by the way?
Love it. I
I
got
thought
it.
I was going to get a backhand.
You did check. You did check.
Done. That's me.
Well, that's it. That's a wrap.
Thanks, everyone. for joining.
88 in the bag.
88, two fat ladies, isn't it? 88, two fat ladies. Was that do bingo?
And yeah, thanks, Tanya, again. Artie, George.
Thanks,
It was a bit
guys.
scrappy at the end here.
We got
Let
there.
it be,
We got
let
there
it
in
be.
the
We
end.
got it.
The best part about this is that we don't give a shit. We don't
No,
cut or
it's
edit anything.
No,
It goes out the way it goes
the
out.
way it
So
goes out.
warts and all.
It is what
It's a
it
mess.
is.
So
We're human.
Perfect.
yeah, so we're looking forward to an awesome round of footy this weekend, all 2 games. And we'll
Quality
see
games.
everybody
Yeah.
next week.
Happy
Have
rugby
a great
league.
week,
Happy
everyone.
rugby league, everyone.
Happy rugby league, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
See ya.